what's going on? It's M White here off the Porch Adventures. And hey, I'm getting to the final steps of my upgrades for the Renegade. And the next thing we're going to install are these farm mud and footwells. So y'all stay tuned, man. Let's get it. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is disassemble the OEM footwells. So I have a 10mm impact and a 10mm open, or you can use a combination wrench, whatever you like to use. Then I just start with the actual foot peg boards. Make sure you save your old hardware. Next, there are an additional two 10mm bolts. All right, next we need to remove, there are 4 bolts, 2 on each end, 2 on the front, and 2 on the rear. These are T30 bolts with a 10mm nut on the back, so we need to remove those. Remembering to save your hardware because you will need these to reattach the farm mudding footwells. We will do the same for the rear. At this point, we are now ready to remove the footwell. Now we have 4 more 10mm nuts to remove. You will need to hold the bottom to remove the nut completely. Now you are able to remove the remaining portion of the OEM footwell. All right, now that the OEM footwell is removed, let's put in place the farm mudding footwell. With that in place, I would recommend installing the 2 bolts for the rear first, then the 2 bolts for the front, before you install the bottom bolts. So let's start with the rear. All right, using the OEM bolts, place those back in place. Supply a nut, well, OEM nut. Now let's go to the front. All right, now let's do the front. Before I would tighten anything down, I would like to get the footwell bolts themselves installed. So let's do that now. All right, so now we'll get ready to go ahead and install the bolts for the actual footwell. They come in different lengths. So here's the longest length. Next size down, so I'll put this one in the front. For these two of these I'm gonna drop in the rear because it creates a bigger distance with the flat footwell. All right, now the nuts for this application are 7/16, and then the actual bolt heads, you can see that, are 3/8. So we'll get ready to tighten all this up, and then we'll drop in the actual foot peg. All right, so here are your kit supplied foot pegs. So we'll put those in position. Same thing, hardware. Drop those in, nuts, washers to the bottom, just like when you install the actual foot well itself. And from here, we will tighten these two up and then go back and tighten up the bolts to connect the fenders to the footwell. So we'll do that now. All right, so here's the final product. Everything's tightened up. Everything's back together. So if these footwells, you can easily run a 32-inch tire. Run the Renegade. You also have them for the Outlander. And I am running 30-inch Moto Havocs, and with the factory footwells, they were actually touching the tire. So now I have a little over 2 inches of clearance. So that's great. And that'll definitely make a large difference for me. All right, so you just watched me install the far mudding footwells on the left side of the Renegade. You do the exact same process for the right side. And I really hope this video was helpful for anyone that is thinking about getting the far mudding footwells. They're a great product, and I thank you for watching again. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, give me a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you think of the videos. With more to come. Again, M. White, Off the Porch Adventures.